Disrespect is a disease. It spreads where weakness is tolerated and where silence is mistaken for submission. The world does not give respect freely. It yields it only to those who command it. You see, the man who understands power does not ask to be valued. He moves in a way that forces others to evaluate their tone before they speak. That is how you kill disrespect. Not through reaction, but through presence. When people test you, they are not searching for your kindness. They are measuring your boundaries. And every time you laugh off a subtle insult, every time you tolerate a small slight, you are signing a silent contract, one that gives them permission to repeat it. Disrespect is never accidental. It is strategic. It begins as a whisper, to see how much you'll tolerate. Once you accept it, it becomes a voice. Then it becomes law. If these words strike a chord inside you, type one word in the comments that defines your mindset. Maybe it's command, maybe discipline, maybe respect. Whatever it is, write it and subscribe. Because this message is not just content, it's instruction. Each lesson here will harden your perception, sharpen your edge, and make your presence undeniable. Now listen closely. Most people believe disrespect is destroyed through argument. They think if they shout louder, they win. But noise never builds power, it bleeds it. The strong man does not raise his voice. He lowers the temperature. He lets silence do the talking. Because silence, when controlled, carries more threat than anger ever could. When you stop explaining yourself to those who have already decided to misunderstand you, you shift the balance of control. Those who practice Machiavellian psychology understand this. Emotion is a leash. Whoever controls your reaction controls your direction. And disrespect thrives where emotion rules. So if you want to kill it, learn the art of stillness. The more unpredictable your reaction, the more unstable their confidence becomes. Calmness is the ultimate form of intimidation. Understand this truth. People only disrespect what they believe is safe to challenge. The reason they speak loosely around you, the reason they joke at your expense, is because you've taught them there will be no consequence. They have studied your patience and mistaken it for weakness. So when the time comes, enforce your boundary without warning, without explanation. Respect is not restored through apology. It is restored through distance. Every man must build his own fortress, not with bricks, but with standards. Your tone, your body language, your timing, these are walls that define your value. Disrespect cannot survive inside a disciplined man. You teach others how to treat you by what you accept. When you respond calmly, strategically, without losing composure, they begin to question their own position. And that's the moment they start to respect you again. The Machiavellian mindset knows mercy without authority is useless. If you forgive too quickly, they will offend again. If you smile through every slight, they will test deeper. You don't kill disrespect by confronting everyone. You kill it by showing that access to you is privilege, not a right. Once someone loses that privilege, they remember the cost. That is what breeds long-term respect, the memory of lost access. If you've ever felt disrespected by people who claim to admire you, understand this. Admiration without boundaries turns into entitlement. The people closest to you will always test your limits first, because they know your weakness best. That is why you must build your rules clearly, quietly, consistently. Never argue for your respect. Make others earn it through behavior. When you stop chasing validation, the world starts chasing your approval. Take a moment now. Reflect. How many times have you explained your worth to people who had already decided not to see it? How many times have you given second chances to those who mocked your first? That stops today. Because from this point forward, you are not reacting. You are recalibrating. Every response you give will be measured, calculated, cold. This is not cruelty. It is control. And control is the foundation of respect. Machiavelli once wrote that men must either be caressed or crushed, for they will avenge small injuries but not severe ones. In modern life, this means you either command respect or invite chaos. There is no middle ground. When people realize you are not moved by their words, Not shaken by their tone and not desperate for their validation, they begin to self-censor in your presence. That is how you know you've established dominance, when disrespect corrects itself before reaching your ears. Disrespect dies in the shadow of certainty, and certainty is built through self-discipline, through small, consistent acts that signal you cannot be disrespected because you no longer disrespect yourself. Wake early, speak less, move deliberately, keep your environment organized. Every small action reinforces your authority. Chaos breeds disrespect. Order commands reverence. When you walk into a room, don't rush to speak. Let silence introduce you. People fear what they can't predict, and a composed man is unreadable. When you speak, let your words be slow, heavy, deliberate. People should feel the weight of your tone even when you're calm. Power doesn't shout. It whispers and still demands attention. Remember, disrespect is not killed by confrontation, but by consequence. When someone crosses your boundary, you don't argue. You adjust your distance. You remove warmth. You take your presence away. The absence of your energy becomes their punishment. Soon, they'll realize they played themselves out of your circle, and that realization burns deeper than any speech you could have given. So when you finish this video, carry yourself differently. When someone tries to provoke you, pause. Let silence answer. When they mock you, look long enough for their laughter to choke on itself. When they forget your worth, remind them not with words but with distance. Disrespect cannot breathe where composure dominates. Kill it not with rage, but with the quiet authority of a man who needs nothing from those who depend on his calm to define their chaos. Listen, every environment has its predators. The office, the classroom, the family table, even the circle you call friends. Disrespect wears different masks in each. At work it comes dressed as subtle exclusion, as jokes about your effort, as someone taking credit for what you built. In school it hides behind popularity, behind fake laughter, behind the crowd that finds strength only in numbers. In family, it disguises itself as advice that belittles your dream, as elders who use age to silence wisdom. But wherever it hides, the cure is the same. Unshakable composure and the courage to draw your line. You don't teach the world how to treat you by talking. You teach it through consequence. When they see that your time, your energy, your loyalty come with conditions, they adjust. The Machiavellian mind does not chase fairness. It enforces equilibrium. The world bends to structure. Chaos bends to order. And order starts when you stop explaining your worth to people who benefit from pretending not to see it. Most people live as if they are guests in their own life, asking for permission to exist, apologizing for taking up space. But those days are gone for you. From now on, you walk into every room as if the air itself adjusts for your presence. You don't demand respect. You radiate it. You don't respond to insults. You invalidate them by staying composed. Disrespect cannot touch a man who moves like time itself bows to his patience. Listen, in every social arena, power belongs to the one least affected by emotion. When someone disrespects you publicly, the crowd watches for your reaction. If you explode, they laugh. If you beg, they pity. But if you remain calm, deliberate, still, observant, the energy turns. The offender becomes uneasy. The crowd senses the imbalance. Silence exposes disrespect faster than any speech. Because silence is not surrender. It is a mirror. It reflects the weakness of those who needed to provoke you just to feel relevant. You must learn this. Never fight where the enemy feels safe. School, workplace, family. These are not battlefields for emotion. They are laboratories for strategy. Disrespect is information. When someone mocks you, they reveal their insecurity. When someone interrupts you, they reveal their fear of your words. When someone gossips about you, they reveal your influence. A Machiavellian mind reads every insult as data, and that data fuels your discipline. So when you encounter disrespect at work, at home, online, do not let anger be your response. Let elevation be your response. Master your tone. Master your schedule. Master your appearance. While they gossip, you progress. While they laugh, you build. While they compete, you rise. Until one day they will whisper your name with a tone they used to mock. Because respect always returns to those who outlast humiliation. Type the word rise in the comments if you understand this. Rise. Because that's what you do when others try to pull you down. You rise above the noise. You rise through control. You rise until disrespect has no language strong enough to reach you. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Not just to this channel, but to your own evolution. Every time you come back here, you sharpen your edge a little more.